Administrators at Southern Utah University say they were unprepared for a spike in enrollment following the pandemic. They sent a letter to students saying there may not be housing available for them in the fall.
That is a big problem. Fox 13's Aaron Cox spoke with SUU about their housing crisis. Also, one student who's now in the middle of it.
Housing options in Cedar City are starting to get gobbled up.
Skylar Jones is getting ready for his final semester at the Southern Utah University if he can find a place to stay.
Turns out there's just nothing there. There's just nothing.
Jones says he's turned to looking in surrounding cities and has even considered living in a camper trailer.
And I've applied to St. George places for housing, or I've applied to places in Beaver for housing. I just haven't found anything.
Not knowing where you're gonna sleep will not help at all, because you need to focus on your studies.
Lawrence Mbucky is an ambassador for international students. He says he's seen other students book Airbnbs for housing.
Just to be able to accommodate, especially international students, before accepting them, so they can know that they're safe first and they have a roof over their heads before accepting a large amount of students.
At least 1,000 other students might not have a roof over their head.
The reality is, not every single student may be able to find a bed.
Jared Tippett, the vice president of student affairs at SUU, says they typically have 13,000 students enrolled each year. For fall, they have close to 14,000. About 8,000 to 9,000 students typically live in Cedar City.
Some students who chose from the class of 2020 to sit out for a year after high school and wait and see what happens. So they were joining us now in the fall of 2021.
Tippett says some may have to do school online during the housing shortage. Others have been asked to live with any family members or friends in the area.
I'm blessed that I have my family here.
Jones has one family friend he might try before he is completely without housing. His final semester of classes are all in person, and Jones is just hoping to make it through to graduation.
Sucks that I might be in a camper trailer come the end of at the start of the semester.
Tippett believes the spike in enrollment numbers stems from the pandemic and the fact that SUU is offering in-person classes. He anticipates this housing shortage to last 1 to 2 years before enrollment numbers go back to normal. In Salt Lake City, Aaron Cox, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Now, we did check with other universities around the state, and most are not experiencing the same issue facing SUU. The University of Utah says its wait list for student housing this fall is in the hundreds, but that is fairly common. BYU says they do have vacancies in their student housing. Utah State University in Logan is not seeing a housing shortage. And Dixie State University says they just opened their biggest student housing unit that includes 300 new beds and are not seeing a shortage in student housing.